just one more bit, one less star in the atmosphere for us. Maybe she just wanted to be free.
Eind vorig jaar vocht George Michael voor zijn leven. Een zeer ernstige longontsteking velde hem terwijl hij op tournee was door Europa. En met dit nummer bedankt hij iedereen die hem door de moeilijkste tijd van zijn leven heeft heen geholpen. En geloof het of niet, ik heb hem nu aan de telefoon, George Michael. Good evening, George Michael. Is it really you?
Good evening, this is really me, yes.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Great to have you with us tonight here on Radio 2. This is your new song, White Light. It's meant as a thank you to all the fans who have supported you after you fought for your life in hospital last year. I'm pretty sure we all know what happened to you there. How are you? How do you feel?
Oh, I feel great. Never better. Never better.
And how's your voice?
The voice is doing great. I mean, I've been recording for the last 3 or 4 months. So the voice is warming up nicely. I'll be doing a lot of rehearsal before I go out on tour again, obviously, in September.
Yes.
But no, the voice is doing great. It sounds just the same.
Is it true that you woke up out of coma with a funny accent?
Yes, it is true.
Okay.
Yes, it is true.
How did it
People
sound?
like this story. People seem to like this story. Well, I sounded a bit like that.
Okay.
Which you wouldn't understand, but it's what we call a West Country accent.
A West Country accent?
West Country accent.
And it changed after a few days?
Yeah, it did. It was just a couple of days that there's a comedy show that I love here in England called Nighty Night, and myself and a good friend who'd been traveling on the tour, one of the people that was traveling on the tour with me, had spoken to each other constantly in this very, very strange accent because we both loved this particular show. And when I first came round from my coma, I basically spoke. I made jokes for 2 whole days, apparently, and partially, I suppose, because of the relief. But I made jokes for a couple of days, and they were all in this West Country accent, which my family and friends found very funny, but the doctors were actually quite worried about, because apparently there's this strange condition where people wake up from coma with a certain type of brain damage, which means that sometimes they actually speak a different language, a language that they've learnt but never really used, but they lose their original ability.
I see. What a strange story.
I know, it's very strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
But with me, it was just me mucking about, you know. And I stopped. Actually, I got much worse. I got ill again, and I went back into. I was very heavily sedated again, put it that way, and it didn't happen again after that, thankfully. I'm back to my normal voice.
Yes. Okay. Well, we were listening to White Light here, and who is the she?
You had a good reception.
Yeah.
Good reception to it.
Well, I think it's a good record, especially if you know what you were going through. Who is the she you were referring to in the song?
Well, really, I was referring to both Amy Winehouse and Whitney Houston. And in the second verse, the he I'm referring to is really Michael Jackson. So I was really talking about the other singers of my generation, or obviously the generation below me as well.
Yeah.
But talking about these wonderful singers that we've lost, and wanting to celebrate the fact that somehow it was not my turn, you know, that it came very close, but it was not my turn, and to celebrate that I'm still here, really. So there's a kind of darkness and light to the song and the video, which I think perfectly reflects the kind of limbo of someone fighting for their life, you know.
Yeah, that's what I heard. You are back in business. Can you live up to the expectations? There's a danger that people will say he's not in shape as he was before the pneumonia.
No, I think the voice is just, the vocal cords seem to be intact, which is quite amazing when I think what they had to do to me. I had one of those big, you know, tracheostomy, when they basically open a hole in your neck and stick a tube down it.
Yeah, you have a scar?
But they were very, very, very careful to avoid my vocal cords when they did that.
Yeah.
I have a scar, yes, I do have a nasty scar.
A nasty scar?
Yeah.
Okay, well, in October you will also release a new album, which was not planned. Did you write all the songs the last couple of months?
No, some of them were written a couple of years back, but I was still... I think the tour was the most important thing last year. Some of them were written a while back. Some of them are brand new, but they're all very. I like to think very much harking back to an earlier point in my commercialism when I was really just writing for the radio.
The album Faith, you mean?
Yeah, the album Faith. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is really. I mean, that was really when what mattered to me more than anything was a hit record, and I think I've had the luxury of being able to go on my own journey since then. But this is a very direct album. The lyrics are very direct. The melodies are very direct.
Yes.
I think you know pretty quickly whether you like this stuff or not. You know.
In White Light, you sing there's so much more that I want to do, but you've also done a lot. You're 49 now. You sold 100 million records. You are one of the most played British artists on the planet. What's still to achieve?
Well, I still have ambitions, put it that way. I have definite ambitions in musical terms that I don't really want to talk about at the moment, but I always like to feel there's a progression in what I do. And it's true, there are very few ambitions that I have left, but I do have them. You know, I do.
One of them is?
I don't really want to say at the moment.
Oh.
I don't want to say at the moment.
It sounds secret.
I don't want to jinx it.
Okay. Well, looking back on your career, there was a moment that the world saw you as a good replacement for Freddie Mercury in a group called Queen. And we spoke Roger Taylor at the time and asked him if he thought it was a good idea that you would be the frontman of that band. This is what he said.
Yeah, but I think George's music is too soft for us now. It's too lounge music these days. I think it wouldn't suit Queen. Although he has a fantastic voice. He's a great singing voice. But I think for us it's not right at all. The way his music direction has gone wouldn't really suit us at all. It's not rock and roll enough, yeah.
Not rock and roll enough. You heard what he said?
It never was it? I don't think it was ever rock and roll enough. Queen. I mean, really, they're the ultimate rock band. Well, I suppose there's a couple of others that I would put in that same class, but no, I mean, I don't think I ever did suit them really. You know, I think the performance I did of Somebody to Love, even though I think it was one of my best live performances, it's very much a complete copy of what Freddie did on the record. Because
Definitely.
I listened to that record so intensely when I was a child that I knew every inflection. I knew exactly. I wasn't capable of doing anything more than an impersonation. I think it just was quite a good impersonation, really, you know. But no, I don't make rock records really. So
wouldn't it suit you to make a good guitar-driven album, or at least?
Yeah, I think it would. That's actually something I am thinking about doing at some point in the future.
Really?
Because I listen to so much rock music, even though rock music is not the way I portray myself. You know, the music you listen to and the music that you are naturally capable of making are not necessarily the same things. You know.
Yeah, you're not rock and roll enough.
But I'm a big fan of the best rock bands. Absolutely.
That's true. Yeah, or maybe a stripped album in the style of Johnny Cash or Tom Jones, even his last album.
Just because I went to prison.
Yeah, you deal with a lot of bad things. Yeah, prison, Johnny Cash. I didn't think about it, but you bring me on ideas here. Okay, well, you reschedule your Symphonica tour in Vienna, where you fell ill last year. It seems pretty scary to me, being at the same place where it all began.
Well, no, I mean the main point of that was to make sure. Excuse me. The main point of opening the tour in Vienna was to open the tour and play to the people who saved my life, who hopefully will all be there. The surgeons and the doctors that dealt with me at the time, they'll all be in the front row, I hope.
Are the doctors going to show up as well?
Yeah, I mean they have been given tickets in the front row, so I hope they'll want to come. I think they're all coming.
Did they know you?
I wanted to start it there just as a thank you, really.
Yeah. Did they listen to your music, or did they say they were big fans? Or
yeah, a couple of them I think were big fans. Yeah.
Great.
I'm sure they fight just as hard for everybody else's life.
Yeah.
But I, obviously it might have helped. I don't know.
I hope not, because we all want the same chance,
exactly.
of course.
We all hope they fight the same way. I'm sure they do. I watched them. Yeah. You know, I was in that ward for a long time, and there are very, very dedicated people there.
When we look back on your career, there are collaborations: Aretha Franklin, Elton John, Whitney Houston, Mary J. Blige. Who would you like to duet with in the future?
There aren't many people that's still to go that I'd really love to. I mean, I've made no secret. I would love, when she's ready to record again, which I don't think is for a while, I'd love to do something with Adele, because I think Adele was very much, she came from the Brit school just like Amy, and I think she was taught to how to use her heart in her music,
Yeah.
And I think what she's achieved is remarkable. She's a lovely person, and I would love to work with her at some stage.
It would be the first name to think about when I see you doing something with somebody else. But is there another name?
Let me think. Not really. Not people that are still alive.
Well, you can do something with people who are not alive as well these days.
True. And there are some. I'm sure I will work with other artists. Probably younger artists, but I'm sure there'll be other duets to come in the future.
Yeah, you will get to sing White Light every night, I guess. Tell me honestly, you are an you are an expert by experience now. Do you fear White Light?
Do I fear it? No. I funnily enough, I never have actually been afraid of death particularly. I've been afraid of illness. I hate the idea that with age comes illness. That's not a nice thought. But no, I've never really had any resounding fear of death. No, it's never kept me awake at night, put it that way.
That's good. I hope you sleep well. And it was great talking with you. September 14th, we can see you on stage here in Amsterdam. This show is called The Best of Tonight. Is there any song you would like to hear being played on Saturday night, apart from your single that we will play all night?
What are the songs that I'm proud of? Oh, it's very hard to say. Just play White Light all night.
We'll do. Okay, I promise. Thank you very much, and have a great life.
Thank you very much. You too.
Okay, bye-bye. George Michael.
Take care. Bye.